Hey everybody, welcome to Develop Denver 2018. Yeah! All right, it has been 5 months and about 50 people's lives in that time putting this thing together, and we are so happy to be able to share this with you for these next 2 days. So a couple things that we wanted to just outline about how the conference works is we have all kinds of different content. It's not just talks. So, for example, today we're having Hercade, where you can play video games that were designed and developed by women. And we'll have a bunch of stations set up, and you can just come play some video games. We have Birds of a Feather tonight. So if you're not familiar with Birds of a Feather, that's kind of where we turn the conference over to you guys. And you guys self-organize and figure out what you want to talk to each other about. We have Dev Jeopardy tonight also, so and that's going to run concurrent with a happy hour, which is a joint operation with the Develop Happy Hour and the Denver UX Happy Hour, and so that one's open to the public, but you get some free drinks if you got a badge. And we're doing workshops, which we'll talk about in a sec. We're doing Career Corner, which we'll talk about in a sec tomorrow. Some workshops today, Career Corner tomorrow. We have live podcasts tomorrow. We have the 7th annual Bomber Peak Hackathon. Who's done the Bomber Peak before? You guys are in for a treat on that one. And really all kinds of different stuff. Tomorrow night, also, we have a closing party that is like awesome to beat the band. We'll have a taco bar. And we're also opening up open bar at Urban Cyclist, starting today at 1, I believe. Can anybody course correct me on that? Let's call it 1. And that'll be tomorrow also. So a couple people I want to shout out. We have killer sponsors this year. In addition to all the venues that were gracious enough to donate the space or give us a killer discount for this conference. We also have By the Pixel, Galvanize, Traversal Conference, T-Mobile, Zeppelin Station, Finkel and Garf donated cans of beer for the hackathon tomorrow, Reactive Ops, and James Gibson and Valerie Kirkunis also were some of our first supporters in helping get this conference together. And 2 things in particular, I kind of want to just explain in a little bit more detail. The first one is our Career Corner that we're doing tomorrow. And so for that, I'd like to pass it off to the woman who is organizing and running that, Miss Alison Daly.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Alison, and it's a pleasure to be with you this morning. I'm a proud member of the planning team for the last 4 years, so it's a lot of work in the behind the scenes, and I just have to say that this year's been a little bit of a shift because we've had sort of a change of course, but we reconnected and we're back on course, and we have a lot of people to thank. We'll talk more about that at the end of the event when we close. But one of the things that we got a lot of, in terms of feedback in the last couple of years is it's really important for everyone here to have a lot of support with their career and growing it and networking, and one of the top things that people love is the actual networking within the event, but people ask for specifically some more support in everything related to career elements. So this year, for the first time, we're introducing a Career Corner. It's tomorrow morning, 9 to 1, back at Bixby's Follies, so the headquarters, which, by the way, headquarters is open all day. If you just want to come chill and work and take a call or just hang out, that's open to everyone all day. But from 9 to 1 tomorrow, we're going to have resume reviews. We're going to have mock interviewing, so regular interviews with recruiters or with tech people, so practicing your tech interview skills. And then we also have some career coaching. We're going to have a nice mix of people that are on the technology side. We're going to have members from the Galvanize career services team. And then we also have professional recruiters there on hand. So it's really fluid. It's kind of just what feels good to you. Come by when you have time in between sessions. If you have your resume with you, we also have a printer on hand, so we can literally do some resume redlining for you. And the goal here is just to really be supportive. We know that Community is everything, especially in tech, and anything we can do to help each other grow our careers, especially as the market is just expanding, and we really want to support those that are new to the field, as well as just get to know everyone around us. I also want to mention, as part of that community comment, so if you're new to, how many here is your first Develop Denver? Yes, look at all the noobs, we love it. Okay, so multiple things are very unique about Develop Denver, but the fundamental thing is Drew Dahlman, who is the founder of Develop Denver, and you'll meet him tomorrow. He moved away to New York City this spring, which is great for him, but sad for us, and which is why things kind of shifted a little bit for us this year. But community is everything, and so that's why this is as inclusive as we can hope to be. We have people voting for the sessions. We encourage all types of sessions. That's why you see a broad mix of practical, theoretical, creative. And something that's important too is that this is an event for everybody and for all, and it's part of our own building. So when you're out and about, we're also asking you to participate. So if you see some random, we call it MOOP. It stands for matter out of place. So whether it's trash or things that look in the wrong place, please pick it up or find someone in a pink shirt. Anyone in pink is part of the staff here. We're looking to all of you to help us make this a great event. Also part of that is as part of our welcome email this week, you did get a link to the code of conduct. And we just want to reiterate that everyone is welcome and everyone is part of this community. And part of that means that we're thoughtful of everyone's autonomy. And so we are, on one hand, we recognize a lot of people are introverts, so we're happy to have beers to help people warm up. But it is a little bit of a fine line, so just keep in mind to not hit on each other or ask each other out, just to be clear on that. And otherwise, we are all here intellectually, socially, to make connections. So please do so, and we're so happy to have you. Thank you so much for being here.
Awesome. Thank you, Allison. And to talk about the workshops, I would like to invite the stage my partner in crime, Kim Schlesinger.
Hi, thanks, and welcome, everybody. It's great to see so many familiar faces and new folks. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about our new track this year, which is workshops. So we've got workshops today at Urban Cyclists starting at 10 a.m. The workshops are testing web applications with Cypress, getting started with DevOps, where you'll start building a CI/CD pipeline. We'll have workshop office hours if you go to some of those and you still need help or want more time to complete the tasks. This afternoon, we've got Suck Less at Networking and Suck Less at Interviewing. And I come from an education background. I used to be the director of instruction at Galvanize, and the goal of these workshops this year is that you actually walk away with a new set of skills that you didn't have or that you don't have right now. So when you attend the workshops, you can expect to be really, really active. You're going to be writing code, you're going to be writing tests, you're going to be setting up an account on Circle CI. If you go to the Suck Less at Interviewing or Networking workshops, you're going to be practicing how to implement those skills, and we're going to give you a framework for how to do it. So please join us at the workshops. We'd be so excited to have you. It can be really active. Let's say, though, there's a workshop you want to attend, but it's occurring at the same time that a talk is attending. We encourage you to do these workshops asynchronously. So if you go to our GitHub organization, it's Develop Denver. There's a lot of Develop Denver GitHub organizations. So this one is all lowercase, it includes the vowels, and it's got this icon on it. You can see the workshops and all the materials in these repos, and so like testing web applications. We've got all the learning objectives. We have all of the starter code that you need. We also have a solutions branch if you want to see exactly how it's done. And we also have videos here. So if you can't make a workshop in person, you can do it asynchronously by watching the videos, by looking through the solutions branch, and by attending office hours or reaching out to somebody on the Develop Denver Slack channel. So again, we're so excited for this workshop track. It's pretty cool. It's not something I see at a whole lot of conferences, and we want you to know and be able to do things that you couldn't do before. So we hope to see you soon.
Thank you, Kim. One more note on the workshops is that tomorrow, while we're doing Career Corner, we'll also have workshop people available to help you get through the content, answer questions, that sort of stuff. And then one last procedural thing. Generally speaking, with food and drink, probably want to keep it in the venue that you got it. For example, we'll have alcohol at Urban Cyclist. That can't leave Urban Cyclist. Or if you have food that you got at the tables at Bigsby's Folly, like don't bring that into the Source Hotel. So cool, last procedural thing. All right, and the last thing I wanted to leave you guys with is just kind of reflecting on this conference and what it means. So this was started 7 years ago. This is seventh Develop Denver. 7 years ago, 2011, there was no Slack. Google Plus had just come out. That was going to be the thing that connects the world together. That was also the year that Netflix did Flickster. They're still in the paper DVD or the mailer DVD business, and they tried to spin that off into another business, and that really upset people for some reason. That was the year that the word pivot entered the business lexicon, and that was 100,000 people ago in Denver. And it was also the first year that Drew got 50 people together at a place called The Desk in Capitol Hill for the first Develop Denver. And out of that, we got Denver Devs. Who's on Denver Devs? Lots of people, right? Well, there's 6,000 of you as of earlier this week. That was an outgrowth of Develop Denver, people wanting to stay in touch with each other after the conference. And we also got the Develop Happy Hour was a natural evolution of Develop Denver. So these are mainstays of the culture here, and they all came out of people connecting with each other at this conference and wanted to keep that going throughout the year. Our awesome meetup scene is in large part so cohesive because of this conference. And that's unique. Other cities don't really have that. If you've lived and participated in the tech scene in San Francisco, in Seattle, in Austin, in New York, it's not like this. So last night, when we were setting up for the conference, we're over at Urban Cyclist, and we had probably 50 volunteers putting together the merch for this. We had Michael McGuire, help desk from Denver Devs, and Matt Webb fabricating platforms for that room, working saws, drills, all that kind of stuff. We had people carrying those stanchions that were over at Bigsby's Folly through Rhino. Like, this is really cool and really special. This is a community that cares and invests in each other. So it's part of what makes this attractive. That's why people want to move here. That's why people want to move their businesses here. And we need to figure out how we hold on to that, because the growth is coming. That's just happening. But we do have a choice on how our culture is, who we want to be. And I think that this conference can be a launching point for holding the line on our culture. So traditionally, at a conference, you are in a room like this, maybe there's an adjoining wall, and you sit in chairs like this, and you listen to talks for 2 days. And that's fine. There's plenty of awesome conferences like that. But this isn't another conference. This is a lot more like summer camp. Some of my favorite memories from last year were like at this conference. And this can be a place, these next 2 days, where we figure out how do we transition from like little cow town in the Midwest to a tech hub while still being an awesome cow town in the Midwest. We want to be the kind of place where people invest in each other, where they build long-term relationships, where you teach each other things, where you hire each other, and just generally feel like people in this community want you to succeed. So you can do this conference a lot of ways. You can go to talks that are kind of directly aligned with your interest, and that's fine. You can also get out of your comfort zone, and this is a great time. If you're a developer, learn a little bit about design. If you're a designer and you're wondering what the hell DevOps is, we got plenty of people who can answer that question for you here. You can mix and match those. You can do workshops today, podcasts tomorrow, and then hackathon. The one thing that I ask you to do at this conference is connect with each other. Meet somebody new. You're here with your friends, your coworkers, invite other people into your conversation. Make this the kind of place that when you're new in town, when you're new in your career, and you're nervous as shit because you don't know anybody, you feel like you don't know anything, we want to be the place that welcomes those people in and makes them feel like they're a part of this community. So please be actively open and welcoming, and let's have one hell of a Develop Denver.